It is time for business news with Richard Southern. Now, you don't have to look far to see a crane in the sky here in Toronto, but that doesn't really tell the full story when it comes to the state of the city's construction industry. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Erica. Yeah, you and I talk all the time about how, the housing market has been cooling off and inflation taking its toll and all that. But you wouldn't know it looking at the construction sector here in our fine city. It continues to boom. Toronto has the highest number of operating cranes anywhere in North America. 230 cranes operating here in the city of Toronto. That's 5 times higher than the second city on the list, which is Los Angeles. Most of these cranes are being used for condo developments, 126 at residential construction sites, 41 at commercial construction sites, and 11 for hospitality type of buildings. Now, Ontario, the government, they want to build like 1.5 million new homes over the next decade. They want to find some, cheaper alternatives for people. So those are some ambitious goals that should keep the cranes in the skies. They're going to need to change some of the regulations, Erica, to get those homes built. And we're actually expecting a big announcement from the housing minister next Tuesday on what the government's plan is on housing. So we'll certainly bring you that next week.
All right, Via Rail is running longer trains on many routes, but it's not necessarily due to passenger growth.
No, this is not so great. Globe and Mail is reporting that Via is adding some buffer cars on its trains in case of a crash. Via adding empty cars as kind of crumple zones to better protect passengers and crew in the event of a crash. And this is because a lot of the trains Via is operating are old. Some of them were actually built in the 1950s. Now, the Globe reports that due to these extra cars, Via has let some passengers know that some routes no longer will be able to allow you to transport your animals because the baggage car, the passenger car, will be separated by one of these so-called buffer cars. Via didn't say how many of these cars would be used. The Crown Corporation is trying to refurbish its fleet of trains. They're spending $200 million to upgrade them, but that's not such great news from the rails there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, good for safety, but a little scary thinking about that. Okay.
Sure.
Finally, Italians are proud of their pasta, and apparently they're even willing to go to court to prove it, Richard.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet you might have used this brand of pasta in one of your recent pasta nights, Erica. Barilla pasta, very popular. You see it in the grocery store. It's billed, there it is there. It's billed as Italy's #1 brand of pasta, but it's being sued because it isn't actually made in Italy. There's a class action U.S. lawsuit accusing the company of misrepresenting and misleading consumers to believe that the pasta is made in Italy when in actual fact, Barilla pasta is made in Iowa and in New York. Now, they're asking the court to stop the company from using Italy's likeness in its marketing, but they're also seeking monetary compensation, claiming they overpaid for pasta they thought was Italian. Now, the company, for its part, says, hey, Barilla did originate in Italy, but now is trademarked in Illinois, and they say, the marketing is meant to invoke the company's Italian roots, not to mislead anyone. I like my pasta from a can, Mr. Chef Boyardee, that's what I like.
We got to upgrade you, Richard. We got to upgrade you. Okay.
Much to learn.
Much to learn.